Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you have any other significant Leo placements, there may be a message in here for you. So just to get started, this first part, it feels very strongly like it's like a very specific message for somebody who is going to be watching this video. It does not feel like it's for the whole reading. It feels like it's just for one specific person, so only take it if it resonates, but I am putting it here because it did want to be part of this reading. So I actually received this message on Saturday, and I've been sitting with it. Trying to find the best way to deliver this message. So, this is for someone who, and so I'm just going to I'm going to just say you, just because it's easiest to phrase it. But again, only take it if it resonates for you. So, whoever this message is for, you are searching for an answer to something, is kind of how it's coming through. You're searching for an answer to something. It feels like it's about another person. It feels like you're searching for an answer about like a mentor in your life is actually how it's coming through. Like somebody that you look up to, somebody who has taught you a lot of things. I feel like right now they're not in your present day physical life in whatever way that is. Either there's separation or like perhaps they've passed or something like that. It is coming through as a mentor, and something happened with this mentor. It actually, to you, feels kind of like you're searching for why something happened the way that it did, or why this person kept secrets from you, or why, like, it kind of feels like you're asking why. Like, why did this happen? Like, searching for clarity is how it's feeling. And it's almost like, as an example, for whoever this is, let's say you go to a private investigator, for example, to try and find out more about this person because they've disappeared, or like they're no longer in your life, or that kind of thing. You don't know what happened to them, and like if they've passed, right? You're trying to like dig through the past and try and find what happened, the story, that kind of thing. So you hire a private investigator, and it's almost like that is not the way that you're going to find answers, because I feel like whoever the private investigator is, metaphorically, it could be that you're watching readings or that kind of thing, or perhaps you're here in this reading trying to find answers. You're not going to get the answer that way. It's not going to come through like that. And it's almost like the private investigator, metaphorically, may even be saying something to you like, I cannot go down this path. I cannot go down this path. Doesn't matter how much you're paying. It doesn't matter whatever it is. It's like the answer is no. I'm not going down that path with you. Because I feel like it's something where like, so if it's like another reader or like a psychic or medium or something, it's almost like the answer for them would be no as well, because they also can't get access to that answer that you're seeking. It's like whatever path it is that you're trying to go down, it's filled with fog. There's no clarity that you're going to get by pursuing, by chasing, by seeking that answer. It's not going to happen that way. So, a private investigator, metaphorically, for example, or it could be like a psychic or medium or something like that, or a reader. If that person, not you, Leo, but if the other person that you're trying to enlist help from, if that person goes down that path, there would be very bad consequences for that person as well, because it's like, it's not their path. It's not something that they are supposed to pursue. So it's like the path is also blocked to them. I feel like this is something, Leo, where it's like I'm saying Leo because I feel like whoever is going to watch this video probably has Leo somewhere in their chart, but it's coming through as being like, if you continue to go down this path, there will also be negative consequences for you, because it's going to be, it's like, it's feeling like it's going to become an obsession or something that you cannot let go. Like, it's coming through like that. And for that reason, like, your guides or the message that's coming in for you is to, like, stop going down that path. You are not going to find answers to that question like this if you keep pursuing it. I feel like my intuition about this is that further down the line, there will be sort of like a message that comes in for you, like that's about clarity. But right now, at this moment that you're receiving this message, it's filled with too much fog. Like, there has to be a certain amount of time that passes before you will be ready to receive the answer, is how it's coming through. Because I feel like whatever it is that whatever state it is right now, you're like in a state of confusion. You're seeking clarity. So the vibration of you seeking clarity just makes clarity further and further away, because it feels like you're never going to get the clarity that you need. And so if you keep pursuing in that energy, clarity becomes further and further away. So the more you chase after it, the less clear it becomes. So it's coming through as being like, stop yourself from doing it. The answer is no. At least right now, the answer is no. The more you pursue, the less clear it becomes. So I am actually going to stop here. I'm going to pause. I'm going to go do something else, which is also guidance for you, for whoever this message is for. Then I'm going to come back and do a reading. I am firmly putting up a boundary that I'm not going to pursue that message anymore, because that's where it's supposed to end. I'm going to do another reading for the sign of Leo. That's going to be general, collective sign for Leo. That has nothing to do with the message that I just said. It's going to end right here. I'm going to pause. I'm going to go do something else. I'm going to go clear my energy up for whatever else wants to come through. But I did need to deliver that specific message to someone. You're not going to get the answers this way. End. Okay. I'm going to pause here. I'll be right back, Leo. Okay, Leo, I'm back. I haven't pulled the cards yet. We're going to do that together, but there was a song coming through for you. It's called Northern Attitude by Noah Kahan. I don't know how you say his last name. And Hosier. So I'm just going to read the chorus for you, because it feels kind of like the chorus is where the message is coming through, but I don't know. Take a listen to the song. There may be something in there for you. So it says, if I get too close and I'm not how you hoped, forgive my northern attitude. I was raised out in the cold. If the sun don't rise till the summertime, forgive my northern attitude. I was raised on little light. So that's coming in for you, Leo, because you are fixed fire, right? So there is kind of this energy around you of like being in the cold at the moment. Like your environment might be the vibe that song gives me is like sort of being sort of isolated in the woods in a cabin by yourself, like that kind of energy. So maybe there's a bit of like a feeling of isolation or in the cold, or the season is winter around you. That's sort of how it's coming through. It's feeling kind of like isolation. There may be something about perhaps like wanting to get close to someone or something, but it's like fear, well, maybe not fear, but a little bit of self-awareness maybe, or self-consciousness about worry that the other person might not not, I don't know, you know, the northern attitude, this sort of feeling of worried that maybe you're not warm enough, that kind of thing. I don't know. That's how it's coming through. I don't feel that that's a concern for you, or that I don't think that should be a concern for you, Leo. It's actually coming through as being like, you're the sun, right? It's like you're the fire in the coldness. It's like you're the one warm spot in like a cabin. Like it's that's sort of how the energy is coming through for you. Okay. The mirror. Interesting. Don't compare yourself to other people, Leo. And you have the seed at the bottom of the deck. Okay, I'm going to read the mirror card. Okay. So it says, the reflection, the illusion, the looking glass. We look into mirrors every day without recognizing them as portals into another realm. They can shatter, flatter, distort, reflect, and project an image back to us that we deem to be true. The energy of the mirror is all about self-perception. When the archetype of the mirror appears, we are in the mythic land of Narcissus, who saw himself reflected in a pool and fell in love with his own image. So compelled by his reflection, he could not turn away, a fixation that eventually led to his death. Recognize the power and the danger of the mirror. It is a construct, one that may drive a shard between you and your true self. The mirror contains trickster energy. Put the phone down, stop with the comparisons, and let the mirror stand empty for a while. Rest with the one inside. When light, witnessing the deeper self, pure awareness. When dark, narcissism, comparison, and harsh edges. Speak to yourself gently and kindly in the mirror. It will feel awkward at first, but it is a sure way to become friends with yourself. Okay, Leo, so maybe there is something about like comparing yourself to others, or it might be also like very critical of yourself. There could be a range of experiences here. It could be something like, because it could be one end of the spectrum would be like being sort of obsessed with your own image. Another would be being too critical. Well, but that's the thing. Being too critical of yourself can also become an obsession. Being too harsh, right? Looking at yourself with like just seeing the flaws, that kind of thing. Maybe there is a bit of comparison, right? Like that with that song Northern Attitude, like forgive my northern attitude, like because that would require comparing yourself to somebody who has a different attitude, right? It's like it's feeling like comparison is not your friend here. Comparing yourself to other people is not going to benefit you at all. I feel like there's also this energy of like, too much time reflecting on something. Maybe you're spending too much time reflecting on something. Because it's kind of coming through as being like you would check the mirror before you go out, for example, if your hair is proper, or if you have something in your teeth, or like your outfit looks good, or whatever it is. But there may be sort of this energy here of like maybe you're spending too long doing that, like spending too long checking yourself. and it's time to actually go out, like that kind of thing. It's also coming through as being like, what does the voice sound like when you do look in the mirror, right? Like, what does your voice sound like? Are you pleased about it? Are you not? And that could be something that is, it's more so coming through, like, whoever this reading is for is probably like, when you look in the mirror, there's like something that is coming through as being like a voice of criticism, of self-criticism. It is possible to change that voice. It does feel awkward at first. That's how it's coming through. Leo may also be like a North Node energy for you. It doesn't have to be, but I am getting that because of that song. Two of Swords. Yeah. Interesting. So I see the Two of Swords as being like, okay, this one especially comes through with this energy of like a stalemate, like not being able to make a decision on something. But the decision is clear, is actually how it comes through with this, because both the swords are holding up this this energy of well, it's kind of coming through as like negative space. The way that this is feeling to me, like, because it, like, for some reason these two energies are looking like the same thing. Like there's something about maybe it's something where it's like you, like, okay, like, say you, like, look in the mirror, right? You look in the mirror and you can see a reflection of yourself, right? So it's kind of coming through like this, especially with that moon energy. You can see a reflection of yourself. But then when you step away from the mirror, it's almost like you forget what you look like, right? Or you forget your true self, like that kind of energy. And so it's like, okay, I have to go back to the mirror and look at myself. That's how it's feeling, to know what I look like. So it could be something like, it feels more like a self-reflective kind of energy, like you're figuring out something about yourself. But it's like you have to constantly be in front of the mirror in order to see it. It's like when you step away, it's like you forget. That's how it's coming through. You forget who you are when you step away from the mirror. So interesting. And it's almost like that makes it, so it could, let's phrase it a different way. It's kind of like, let's say you're watching a tarot reading, for example, and it's like you hear the message, right? This is coming through as like the mirror. You're listening to a reading or something like that, and you are very clear on who you are. Like who you are, yourself, like you know what to do, there's clarity. And then as soon as you stop listening, or as soon as you go do something else, it becomes this Two of Swords. It's like you become confused, or like you can't do anything, or it's like you become lost, or like, what do I do? That kind of thing. It's like it becomes almost like a blockage. And so you go back to the mirror, or you go back to like a reading or something like that. And it's like you have a moment of clarity. And then as soon as you stop, it's like that cycle repeats. That's how it's coming through. So how interesting. It's like you forget who you are if the mirror is not right in front of you. King of Pentacles. That's coming in with the Taurus, a Taurus reading, Maybe there's a Taurus reading. I'll link the last Taurus reading. But because we just passed the Taurus full moon, right? So that's sort of the energy that's coming through with that. It's like, okay, it's so interesting the way that this is coming through. So it's like this, let's say the moon is some aspect of like yourself, is how it's coming through. The moon is some aspect of yourself, like your internal space, right? And it's a reflection. And then this energy is almost like you looking out into the world to see a reflection of yourself, but you're not seeing it. So it's kind of like your external reflections right now, like the things in your environment, it feels very physical, are not necessarily showing you what you want to see reflected back to you, right? But in like the mirror, it does, of course. The mirror shows you that, but your physical environment may not. And so the physical environment may cause confusion, or it's like you don't know what to do, or that kind of thing. So it's like you go back to the mirror. And the mirror is coming through as being like, it's this energy of becoming obsessed with your own image, that kind of energy, like obsessed with seeing something is actually how it's coming through. Not necessarily like your own image, but obsessed with seeing something in the mirror that you want to be reflected back to you. It's not present in your physical, or you can't see it in the physical, is how it's coming through. This King of Pentacles, though, is saying that, like, you're facing the wrong way. That's how it's feeling, because it's like when you go looking for this answer, you can't see it. It's blocked. But when you turn outwards, it's like it's shining from within you. That's how it's coming through. So it's kind of coming through as being like Leo. As an example, let's say you're like, if we continue with that metaphor of like being in a cabin in the woods, isolated, right? It's like the mirror would be something like a fire. Like you're drawn to the fire. You sit in front of the fire to get some aspect of yourself like returned to you. But then when you look out into the cabin, it's like there's nothing there. It's like there's nothing there that reflects you, or nothing there that reflects your warmth, or whatever it is. And it's like it becomes confusing, or it becomes like dark, or that you can't see. And it's like if you turn your attention outwards, like I actually feel like there's some sort of like material like action that you're being asked to take, or to like harvest, or work with in some way. Like I'm seeing this as being like if you go and chop some wood, you would have more wood for the fire, right? Because it's actually coming through as being like this energy is not a real fire. It's like looking at a fire through a screen. It's very much coming through as being like through a screen, or like media, or like something like that. Could be tarot readings as well. Like you're looking at a fire through a screen to reflect something back to you. But it's like if you go and chop your own wood, you can have fire in your physical that would reflect something. So I feel like there is something about like chopping wood is coming in as a metaphor, is like something that's like routine, something that's very predictable as well with the Taurus energy, because Taurus of course is a square to Leo. There's something about reliability and predictability that's really important for you, Leo. That's going to help you, because it's like you're searching for yourself. And it's like, why are you searching? You are yourself. Like you, it's like you are you. I don't know how else to describe. You don't have to search for yourself, because yourself never leaves you. Right? It's all there. And I feel like there's something about like allowing more of yourself to come through. It feels like, Leo, you're like searching for something that is you. You're searching for you. You don't have to search for you. You are always there. That's how it's coming through. Like maybe you're feeling like you have to search for something that is already there. Leo, it's almost like whatever it is you're searching for is on your head, right? So you can't see it, or it only like comes out through actions is how it's feeling to me. Like it's like whatever it is you're searching for, I feel like has to do with like taking like because Taurus energy is really interesting, which I've been like with the full moon, it's been helping me sort of like understand Taurus energy a bit better, because I don't have any Taurus in my chart, but because Taurus energy is fixed earth, right? And so sort of like Capricorn, because they're kind of connected in this way, where I feel like there's something like about like steadiness, right? Predictability, nurturing something, right? Like doing the same actions over and over again in order to improve or to build, right? It's very much coming through like that. Maybe there's something like that for you, Leo, that would be helpful, of like having sort of like a steady routine or something that is very predictable for you. Like there's no surprises. It's very steady, like that kind of thing that would help. There's something about these antlers too. Maybe you're carrying a bit of a burden at the moment. I keep seeing like the antlers sort of falling off. It's coming through as being like removing some sort of burden to get a fresh start. But I feel like maybe there's some attachment to the antlers, whatever that refers to. It could be something of like a crown chakra energy that's needing to be released, like removing the antlers. Or like, well, they shed naturally, right? That's how it's feeling. Like removing some sort of burden or releasing something naturally. Would actually free up resources for you in some way, but there may be sort of resistance or reluctance to do that, because I feel like there's some sort of attachment to that energy as being part of who you are, your identity, right? That aspect of self that I feel like you're searching for. It's like not wanting to shed the antlers, but at the same time, it's causing sort of like this burden on you. Like a burden that you're not willing to shed. Why is that? Okay, Leo, so we have the scorpion, the peacock, and the bee coming out next. I'm going to read the scorpion card because I feel like that's your energy today. Okay, passionate, competitive, tends towards isolation. Yeah. The scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are a few select friends. Sometimes the scorpion's heat festers, and they focused on an unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. The scorpion card I feel there's a Scorpio energy here too. Okay, the Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. Yeah. When in balance, wild and free and fierce. When out of balance, jealous, resentful, unresolved. To bring into balance honesty and forgiveness. Okay. I tried to not bring that energy from that first part of this message into this one, but it's here. That's how it's coming through. Maybe there's something that you feel is unresolved, Leo. There may be a Scorpio energy present. You have Lovers and Starfish at the bottom of the deck and the Lion. Maybe there's something that you feel is unresolved, and so you're chasing after it very passionately or aggressively is kind of how it's coming through. I feel like maybe you're also protecting something about your self-image. Because it kind of looks like the Scorpion is protecting the mirror. Okay, so it might not be protecting yourself. You may be trying to protect somebody else's self-image, that, or like somebody else's memory or something like that. And it's actually creating a bit of a burden for you. It's like you have this armor on, Leo, where it's like you're trying to protect someone or protect something that feels like it's tied to your identity or your status, or it's very reliable for you. Could be your own self-identity, right? That could also be part of it. But it's because it's kind of coming through as like the antlers, whatever this is for you. Because that it's coming through as being like, that's how people identify you, or it's part of your identity or status with that sort of Taurus energy. Perhaps has something to do with your stability or your resources as well, that it's very unique and identifiable to you is how it's coming through. And so releasing that is presenting as a challenge for you. And I want to bring in Scorpio again, because again, that's opposite Taurus, right? Did we have the Scorpio new moon already? I don't know. Anyways, so there may be something about Scorpio energy, right? That sort of like death, rebirth energy that might be important for you to go through, because you have the peacock and the bee, which I feel like is actually something that's in your environment right now. The peacock and the bee, but you're not seeing it as a reflection of you. You're not seeing this energy as being, well, and I think that's beneficial actually. It's not a reflection of you, because what you want to see reflected is whatever this is. And this energy is not reflecting that to you. So there may be sort of like resistance, or because the Scorpio can come in with this energy, Scorpion can come in with this energy of resentment, or a sting, right? Like having like a sting. Some sort of unresolved issue that I feel like is needing to be let go. Because it's causing a Two of Swords energy. Like there's no movement, there's a stalemate. I keep hearing that song. Yeah, okay. Interesting. There's that snow, right? The northern attitude. Sky, snow, star. Sky, snow, earth. So they're both snow cards, Leo. It's kind of feeling like you're in a cold season is how it's feeling to me. 43 and 44. And then you have the power card, which talks about your power. I feel like, okay, I just got this message about, like, I feel like there's something that you're protecting, Leo. Whatever the mirror represents to you, it could even be a person or something like that, where it's something external to you. It's not you, but it feels like you resonate with that self-image or something like that, but it's not you is how it's feeling. It's like something external to you. It could be something like an armor, something that you use to protect yourself, and it's outside of you. It's could be something like a title, a status, a job, where you're attributing your power to that thing that is external to you. And this energy is coming through to say that is not your power. Your power is within you. You cannot lose your power, even if, like, for example, the antlers doesn't make the Father of Pentacles, right? A stag is still a stag, even if it doesn't have their antlers. That's how it's coming through. Something that's seasonal, perhaps. Like, maybe there's something about, like, you're still a stag if you lose your antlers, right? Because they will grow back. There's something about, like, your power is not in whatever it is that's external to you that maybe you're being asked to let go, right? And it could have something to do with work here with the bee. It could have something to do with your independence or your strength. Because, okay, hold on. I'm just going to read these two cards. I feel like they have a bit of a similar message today because they're both snow cards. Yeah, okay. So this card is about... Okay, I'm gonna read it. It is kind of long, but I'm gonna read it. The name of the game on this planet is evolution. You came here to evolve, not to be perfect, not to impress other people. Earth is an evolutionary realm. What this means is that you need to get real with yourself. You cannot hide from your shadows or your issues. You must look within and get clear on what is and what isn't serving you, as well as what it's time to shift and let go of. To stubbornly cling to that which no longer serves you, and to pretend that it's all fine and pop rocks is a false means of achieving power. You're far too lit to settle for false power. Take some time out for introspection and self-inquiry and acknowledge the triggers and the traumas that are ready to be transmuted. It doesn't have to be hard or painful or labor-intensive. These aspects are simply inviting acknowledgement so that you can gracefully move on and reclaim the true power that is naturally yours. Ugh. My nose just got super itchy. Okay. Okay, Leo, I know that this is a tough message today. It's just how it's coming through. There may be something that you're holding on to that is attributed to false power, is how it's feeling. It could have something to do with, like, external energies. It feels kind of like something like maybe you're trying to impress someone or impress people in general. Maybe there's this energy here of, like, doing something for likes, metaphorically, like that kind of thing. It doesn't have to be social media connected, but it could be. It could be something even that you're doing to get, like, I don't know, approval from other people or something like that with the Father of Pentacles. And the power card is coming through here because this is an aspect of understanding power for you. I'm going to read this card as well because there's this energy of resentment, Leo. Maybe you're holding on to resentments. Okay. Holding on to resentments and negative feelings towards others is easy. It's also a great way to shut down your heart and turn it to stone. It is far more challenging to keep your heart open and to accept people for who they are and where they're at without judgment, without expectation, and without an agenda. It's also far more rewarding. Holding unconditionally loving and accepting space for the people in your life takes courage and compassion. You are being asked to see your family and your friends and your community through the heart and to sidestep the trappings of the mind that would have you judging them, resenting them, and wishing they were different. To heal the collective, we must heal ourselves and our relationships and allow our tribe members the space they need to learn and to grow at their own pace and in their own ways. Yeah. Leo, I feel like there's someone in your life who is not cooperating with your demands, is how it's coming through. I'm saying that a little bit tongue-in-cheek, okay? So don't be offended, please. It's coming through as being like, there may be something about like you're holding on to something, or it's like you want something to go a certain way, or like you're trying to get people on board with your plans or something like that, like this sort of like passionate energy that's like really driving you, but there are people around you perhaps that don't share that vision or who are not on board with that. It's like you are meant to collaborate but not on this, or something like that. I don't know. It's just coming through as being like holding space for yourself and for others, especially where there's differences of opinion or different paths, or like something where it's like where power is involved or power dynamics. Be conscious that you're not trying to exert your power over another person as well, because that's not going to go down well. There's something about grounding. I'm getting something about grounding your energy, very physical focus, but also building something from the ground up is how it's coming through. I feel like, Leo, part of the energy that's coming in for you today is being able to, with the peacock, digest a certain experience from the past. Is how it's feeling. Like it could be something that's related to a trigger or a trauma, or where there's been anger or hurt or resentment. Being able to digest that, like, because it's almost like there's something where it's like say you eat something, right, and it causes like indigestion, or it causes like a blockage somewhere, or it causes pain. It's like you're not digesting it properly. So there's something about like, and it feels really much like it's tied to anger and resentment. It's not digesting. How to digest anger is how it's feeling, or resentment towards other people. It does kind of feel like, because I'm now seeing the fog card in the Alchemy deck, because I was seeing fog for you, Leo, especially that first message of like there's not a lot of clarity. Sometimes fog, I'm gonna read it from this deck, or just skim like one of the phrases in it. Hold on. When fog is present, nothing is clear, not even the problem. It's hard to orient oneself or to know where you're headed. A distinctly damp mood blankets the laboratory. Fog can be surprisingly pleasant as a counter to drama, and therefore it can lull us to sleep for long periods of time. Interesting. With its cooling nature, fog is a natural balm for pain and trauma, Yet this state cannot sustain us, for we long to see the horizon and our surroundings. There are two solutions. The first is heat. Think sweating, desire, confrontation, passion, creativity. If that's too edgy, the second and inevitable solution is time. As they say, the morning fog burns off by noon. The sun will be seen again. How much time you spend in the fog is yet to be determined. Okay, Leo, there's this energy of like fog and snow around you right now, right? There's something about like you're coming through as this scorpion. Like maybe the fog is around you at the moment as a way to nullify pain and trauma, right? Like to like cool or dampen or soothe something that's very heated, like your anger. So there may be something about like, okay, it doesn't have to be your anger. It could be just other people's anger that you're dealing with. I don't know. But there may be something about like fog, a lack of clarity perhaps, is coming in to counteract this fiery scorpion energy that's really fiery and passionate, right? I'm going to just phrase it as anger. And so maybe it's just going to take some time, Leo. That's how it's feeling. It might just take some time. Okay, Leo, so I pulled the rest of your cards. So you have land, cave, sun, fire, candle, earth, and land, cave, moon. So you have 2 cave cards. I feel like this is coming through with this energy of like go within. Go within. The mirror can be an energy of like looking externally for something that you are meant to find within, is how it's coming through. And then you have fire, tribal fire, and moon, which talks about sacred communication and like speaking from the heart, not from the mind. And like sharing words or stories that promote unity. That's what this card comes through with. So I feel like there is something about speaking from the heart that's really important. But again, you also have this card at the bottom of the deck, which I knew I was going to see today, just for you, Leo, because I feel like there's this energy right now of like a lot of your energy feels like it's focused externally to you, right? Focused like on what's around you or the physical environment, or like perhaps directed towards specific people as well. It feels like a lot of your energy is focused outward like that. And what this is coming through with is like focus internally, like go within and because you have 2 cave cards, right? It's kind of feeling like finding shelter within yourself, like finding like peace and acceptance within yourself and safety. It's a very Taurus moon kind of energy for this. Like the Taurus full moon might be something that's helping you in this time to like go within, specifically like grounding something. So it could be like through physical activity maybe of some sort, or like working with physical resources of some sort, whatever it is. Because it also, Taurus rules the 2nd house, which is that of resources. So it feels like that's sort of the guidance for you, is to go inward. And I feel like from there, there will be sort of clarity that comes in, because this card does talk about clarity of removing the illusions, that there is still a lot to be demystified, but that you do so gradually, right? Step by step. I feel like you're in this process of removing illusions, and the way to keep doing that is to like keep tending to the fire, right? You gotta chop wood in order to get fire. The chopping wood is coming through this, like perhaps some sort of like physical activity maybe that gets you out of your head, Gets you out of your head and into your body is how it's coming through. Okay, Leo, I'm going to leave it there. If this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.